We're back here at Caroline's Comedy Club at RingSide Fest with AJ. AJ, what's the haps?
I just got finished with time kind of flew by. I don't know how long it was, but a couple hour autograph session, and everyone here is just so polite and sweet, and just a great turnout. And I get so flattered when there's that many people here to see us.
Yeah, there were. I mean, hundreds of people lined up around a New York City block for you, and a lot of them were giving you gifts, I noticed. I don't know if it was today, but what's the strangest gift that you've been given?
I'm not sure about the strangest. I'm sure I could probably think of something. But one of my favorite gifts was somebody mailed a box of like custom trading cards of me, different like pictures of me in the ring, and one of my just ridiculous Twitter quotes on the back, and so that was one of my favorites because they were paying attention to all of my just dumb tweets.
Are you aware though? Are you, like when you're tweeting or when there are pictures of you going up on, like, are you aware that people are paying attention to every word and every image and everything that you do now?
It's weird. I kind of don't think that much into it, and I just say something stupid because I think it's funny, and it amuses me and like one friend I have, and like that's our sense of humor. So it's mostly like really dumb inside jokes, but people tend to kind of gravitate towards that, and it's really weird. Like even during NXT, like I had like 30,000 followers, which is a lot for NXT breed. And people just like really dumb jokes, which is awesome. So that's fun. That's really weird to me. I don't ever think that people are actually kind of reading into it, and a lot of times people are like, "Oh, is this a hint at something that's gonna happen?" And then I'm just like, "Oh, whoops, sorry."
It's been good watching you. You become one of the biggest personalities on television, and I met you like it's probably like 2.5, 3 years ago, and you were sitting in the bleachers in Rahway at an independent show. And you were just saying, I'm really hoping to get on the show next month. I don't know if they're going to put me on. And then like a year after that, we turn on NXT, and you're on the show. What's that been like?
Oh my gosh, I love that story so much. By the way, that is so hilarious. It's such a small world. I don't know. It all happened. It seemed like it took forever because I've been wanting it since I was 12.
Yeah.
And it was so hard. Every step was like such a battle. But it all happened kind of fast too, and then it kind of just snowballed, and I don't know, it just kind of shows you that like you can kind of not be what is expected or kind of what people think will work, and it can still work. And so I don't know, it's insane. Like I wanted it to happen back then, and somehow made it happen in a short period of time, and it blows my mind.
It's awesome. You've been a wrestling geek forever, like you said. And when I was growing up, there were not wrestling geeks that looked like you. For the record, I don't know where you were, but have you been able to like maintain your fandom of wrestling, or have you gotten too close to the sun and your wings have melted?
Well, first I will say that they put a lot of makeup on me and taught me how to be a girl. So I think I'm looking better than I did. But I'm still such a fan, and I hope that never goes away because I'm still like really like enamored by everything. Just like having people do my makeup is like, oh, I'm so fancy, you know, and I don't know, like everything is still so new to me, and I see like girls out there who have like shirts cut up and they're like in their AJ outfit, and it makes me want to cry. Like that's why I got into this. Like I wanted to be an example for girls, and it hasn't really. I haven't absorbed it that's happening. But I am still such a fan, and like I'll watch the show and kind of just mark out for some of the guys that I'm so into, and so I can still appreciate it in that way, but you definitely see it way different.
You've gotten to do a lot of acting in this role that you're doing. Like you're doing more acting and less wrestling, it seems like. Where did you learn how to cry on command?
It's really funny because I think, especially those of us that come from like the indies, I think we have this sort of I'd say snotty idea of I'm gonna wrestle, and that's what my contribution, and it's kind of pompous and a little bit, I just don't. That's who I was, and I'm gonna just wrestle. I don't need to do anything else, and I would hear so much advice. It's like there's so much more to this business than that. Yeah. There's so many levels and ways for people to connect to you, and I didn't get it until I was kind of thrust into this role and learned from everybody else that was in it. And so now I appreciate that part of it so much more than I ever did before. So I miss the wrestling, but I know that there's time for that. But I don't know. I don't think I can cry on cue. I think I feel what's actually happening, and I think that particular Raw, like I was just so overwhelmed by like the promo before was so like just dramatic and it kind of gets to me. It's real when it's happening. It's 100% real, and I'm there, and I'm her, and I just kind of react to it.
And last question: you've kissed a lot of men as part of the show now. Who has worse breath? Daniel Bryan, Kane, Punk? Like, there's got to be one that you were just like, that wasn't as pleasant as I was hoping.
Oh gosh, that's so funny. The really funny thing is, like, I'm such a prude, so it's so like, of course that's what I would end up doing, but
it doesn't necessarily mean that it was bad breath. It's just the worst of the group.
I don't know about like breath, but I will say it's very difficult to kiss someone when there was this one match that Brian and I had, and we had just both wrestled. And I don't know if you've wrestled before, but you get severe cotton mouth, and it is not like prime time for macking, and and so that one was a little odd, but I'm so awkward right now.
It's all right. It's a good politically correct answer that still works. Thank you for being so honest, AJ.